We got for voltage?
123, 123.
123, 123. Here's the meter.
Okay, because these are all
Alright guys, so here's the deal. Since Christmas, I took on a temporary role helping out our safety department in head office. I'm still responding to emergency calls after hours and the weekends. This is only temporary for 6 months. But this new role, there's a whole lot of meetings, site visits, a whole lot of head office stuff. So I'm not wearing my coveralls. I generally go to work wearing a little bit more presentable clothing. But I'm still doing a lot of worksite visits. I gotta bring my hard hat, safety glasses, rubber gloves, work boots, all that stuff. And where it's winter, I found myself bringing like 4 and 5 different jackets in the truck, just a mess in the backseat of clothing. And that's when, huge shout out to Dragonwear, I let them know of my new role, and they sent me this jacket, which is much more presentable while attending these meetings. And then if I go out in the field, it's FR. So this especially came in handy today. I was out on the road and a crew called, ran into an issue with an underground feed. I had to go on site and actually look in the pad mount transformer. I had to go within my limits of approach to the pad mount transformer. FR gear, check. Had to throw a vest on, of course, my rubber gloves, safety glasses. This style is definitely an appeal to the management and safety side that is out in the field in areas like substations or switch yards where FR gear is still required. So I just stopped by the house because it's 4:30 now, after hours. We're gonna switch into my regular work gear, head back to the work site. Might get a little bit messy. So this is going to be a fairly quick video. The work's pretty well all done, but we did kind of an oddball temporary fix to get the customer's power back on, and I kind of wanted to show you guys that. So looking at this transformer, it's a complete rat's nest, very old. There's, I don't know, 8 or 10 services direct buried feeding this row of condos. And it's an absolute spider web of underground wire, bare neutrals, very shallow. I had a call a few years ago where a landscaper tore up some wires. I'll show you that meter as we walk by here in a minute. But basically, the only way to fix that, there's no overhead lines here at all. So the customer would have to have a whole new underground service dug from the pad mount, which isn't exactly accessible with that mess of wires. So the crew is trying to figure out a way to get the customer temporary power. That's the meter there. Notice it's about a foot shorter than the other one. Yeah, that's because it got pulled right off the wall when a landscaper caught that. Didn't damage the wires, thankfully, but or no, it did damage wires. We spliced them. That's why the meter's shorter. But there's not a whole lot of digging we can do with all these underground wires without taking an interruption. Problem is, there's also high voltage wires feeding those pad mounts. There's 2 separate primary wires that I'm walking right over top. They are fed from this pole across the street. We'll just zoom in here. You can see, that's hard to see with that tree there, but you can see the cutout there on the left by the street light. There's another one hidden behind the pole. So not a big deal if it's an emergency to open those cutouts and shut off the power, but it would be quite a lengthy fix to dig that up and replace the underground, run all new conduits, and the ground's frozen right now. So the biggest challenge with all these barriers, the frozen ground, the live wires, is the contractor's going to have to dig literally underneath this concrete pad to shove a PVC pipe up inside. And as you saw with the mess of wires, there simply is not enough room. Old standards back, who knows, probably 50, 60 years ago, these services were all installed direct buried. So they're just coming out of the mud, shoving up inside. There's a pretty high chance of damaging one of the other conductors while doing the digging. It's almost nighttime too. It's not a good time to be doing this. And then what happens when the next one breaks? Then there's definitely not going to be enough room. So with this temporary feed, now that the customer has power, we can take our time and do a more proper fix. We're going to change the pad mount, install a secondary box to run the conduits into, which we'll take a look at in a moment. We did have to get some special permissions from engineering group as well as the provincial inspectors in order to do this. Taking a quick look at the customer's meter socket, we simply had to strip down the source side wires, which were previously going into the socket, and replace that with the tech cable, which is terminated and bonded to the box itself. Everything was in pretty good shape. The socket itself, the wires, the meter lugs. This is actually all energized now, so the customer will have power as soon as we put that meter on. The final product is going to pretty well look exactly like this. This is just the next street over where we had a pretty major fire and melted 3 underground services. Before the electrician came to run the new services, we completed our work. We replaced the pad mount transformer and added this URD box about a meter away from the pad mount. This way the contractor was able to have his trenches and his ducts all dug and prepared up to the URD box. We simply had to meet on site the day of connection, where he shoved a 90-degree PVC portion in, pulled his wires the rest of the way through, and we were able to hook those up all while energized without interrupting the other customers. This is going to be beneficial for the other site as well if any of the other underground feeds fail, which I'm sure they will over the years. It's all customer-owned wire, the underground here. So it's up to them as to whether they want to pay to replace that or not. Also, if any customers decide to go through with a 200 amp upgrade, if they want to make any changes to their electrical system, it can easily be done, and we won't have to worry about dealing with that mess inside that old pad mount transformer. But I've got to wake up at 5:30 a.m. and head over to head office for a meeting in the morning, so thanks for stopping in. As always, guys, be safe.